What is up, guys? Johnny Chase here, and welcome back to the club. And it's time again to talk modern retro games. That's right, I am back with another 5 list to give you guys 5 modern retro games that you guys should check out today. One of them is actually releasing today, and we're gonna kick that one off first. So, criteria for the list, as always, anything that wants to mimic a old school retro game, whether it be for the NES, Genesis. Hey, we're even looking at PS1 and N64 modern retro games in the future because those are considered retro now. But of course, if you guys have any suggestions of games you think I should check out, leave a comment down below and be sure to like and subscribe and do all those things that YouTube wants us to do. If there's a game that you think I missed, well, go check out the playlist. I've already done 3 or 4 videos on this subject and covered a lot of games, and there's still a ton more games that I can cover. So if your favorite didn't make the list this time, be sure that I probably already covered it or planning to cover it in the future. So the first one we're going to talk about actually came out today. This is Victory Heat Rally from Playtonic Games. Shout outs to them for providing a code for me for review. I am not being paid to review this game, not receiving any type of monetary compensation for this. I guess hashtag free product. I see a few other content creators doing that whenever they get a code, but they're not being paid by the company to do that. So, you know, let me know, just to let you know, hashtag free product. But my thoughts are my own, and man, like, this is actually a game that I've been looking into for the last few years, just seeing it slowly develop over time. Another content creator shouting it out when they can, and I'm very pleased with the final product. So it goes back to like the arcade games of yesteryear, so it gets like a lot of that Sega Rally, Daytona vibes to it. Very arcadey, but also it has like a lot of Mario Kart mechanics in there with the drifting. There's no like items and question blocks that you run over to try and take out the other racers, but it's just a good time. There's also some other modes in there, so you get 3 racers that you start off with, and the other ones you can unlock while you progress through the main story mode. So you're going from city to city, track to track, you know, trying to get gold medals in every race. Then you come across a rival in each map. So you've raced them in a Grand Prix, and then you race them in a rival match. At first I thought this was like a destruction derby mode, so I started ramming into the first guy, Tommy, and started taking hits. I was like, what the, oh, maybe if I get ahead of him that will take it out. And sure enough, that's what you have to do. You have to drive ahead. Farther you get, the more his health bar depletes, and once that's gone, that character is now available. And there's like a variety of different bonus games as well. There's like slaloms. There's one where you have to hit as many orange cones as possible. And it also has an actual rally mode in there. So you've got like your co-pilot telling you, you know, left turn, right turn, middle turn, hard turn, corkscrew turn. Rally's not my thing, but I mean, if you're big into that and all the old Sega Rally Championship games there, it might get a kick out of this. Me, I just drive. I just don't like people screaming and telling me what to do, what turns to take and how hard to brake and all that. I just drive. But it was still a fun mode. Also too, like when you're unlocking new characters, you're also unlocking cosmetics for your characters as well. So like you can get paint jobs and everything the more races you complete with them. And it also supports 4-player local multiplayer, which fortunately I didn't have anyone in the household that could play it, but I do have some friends, and I think we're going to make a game night out of this using Parsec to have everyone link up. Hopefully online multiplayer will be available in the future for this game, because I think it would be a really fun game to play with friends. As of now, it is only on Steam. I didn't see any info to say that this game is going to be coming out on console. I hope it does though, because this is a fantastic game. So again, Victory Heat Rally available today on Steam. Go check it out. Next on the list is a game that I've had my eye on for a while and just recently got around to playing. And it's actually printed because they just announced a sequel for it. It's called Gal Guardians Demon Purge. Now, seeing images of this, you would think that this would be another Metroidvania. Kinda is and kinda isn't. It's actually more so like the old school Castlevania games, where it's a stage structure. Your 2 characters going through a castle that's been taken over by a demon, but there's like a lot of like anime tropes on this. So if you're big into like high school drama and demon slaying anime and the like, you're probably gonna get a kick out of this and the humor that's in it. So you play two demon slaying sisters. One deals mostly with range attacks and machine guns, and the other one has more close range melee attacks. So there's a lot, like they play a lot into this. It feels like a brand new Castlevania. Big, huge bosses, large structure, also branching paths as well. So that's why I said like a little, this can seem Metroidvania-ish. It's not the same though, because it's not like a gigantic map. Like you have to warp back to the main spot if you actually want to start the maps over, unless you die and then have to start over again. Two modes. There's a simple mode where it's just unlimited, or there's a veteran mode that treats it more like a traditional Castlevania game. I did find though veteran to be still a little bit easy, because when you're playing with two players, you can pull the trigger to switch between the two sisters. There's actually the game stops when one of your characters loses all their health, but you can get to the same point with the other character from the last checkpoint and then mash Y to revive them. Now with Demon Purge, like I said, I've been playing this recently, and just recently they announced that there's going to be a sequel where you actually play the opposite faction. You play as the demons, and this one's going to be more Metroidvania than a regular Castlevania game. So I'm really looking forward to that. And if you guys are too, be sure to pick up Demon Purge. So it is available on everything: PC, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. Now, the next one I want to talk about has actually been out for quite a while in early access, and you probably have already seen your favorite YouTubers play this game, but I finally got a chance to, like, you know, park my butt down and actually play it for myself now that it's in its final finished state, and that's Broforce. So this one is very, very simplistic. It's basically hop into a world with tons of enemies and POWs you have to rescue. Now the funny thing is that all these characters that you're controlling are based on 80s and 90s action stars, but of course they can't get the license to use the Terminator or John Rambo or Chuck Norris, so they have to use like a bro version. So it's the Broinator, it's John Rambo, it's Brobocop. So I always like this, and everyone's got like their own abilities. I had when I first started off, I had Will Smith's character from MIB, Agent J, and he had the noisy cricket. So it was a powerful weapon, but also offered a little bit of a kickback. And then I got Command Bro, Arnold Schwarzenegger from Commando. So he had a rocket launcher, no kickback, and you know, a lot of destructive power between that. What I like about this game is that when you play it, you have like a bro that you want to stick with. And I know the game of the game is to, like, you know, say the POWs. Problem with that being is that when you switch, when you pick a POW up, you switch your bro. So you can have someone that you really like, and then all of a sudden, oh man, I'm Mr. T's character from the A-Team, and all he's got is a flamethrower, and the flamethrower sucks in this level. So you gotta be very choosy about what you pick. So the more POWs you rescue, the more bros that you get, and the more you get permanent unlocks. So I've gotten, you know, Ash Williams from Evil Dead. Like I said, the aforementioned Chuck Norris is in this, Indiana Jones. There's so many characters in this, and it's very simple. Like, you're just like, when you're playing like the story mode, you're just going through and dropping into an area. There's the overhead map. I think that's pretty much the only difference that it was from like the early access. But this is a game that, like I said, like so many people have already played to death here on YouTube. But if you haven't heard of this, or you're thinking of playing it, go ahead. Right now it's free on Xbox Game Pass, but it is available on everything. Now this one is kind of a surprise hit. I just randomly saw this on Xbox and decided to pick it up, and you know, it's a good time. This is called Sydney Hunter and the Curse of the Mayan. So this one here is it's a 2D platformer with a little bit of combat elements. So it's kind of a playoff on adventure games of the 80s. So like your Pitfall Harry's, Indiana Jones, and stuff like that. But it's very tongue-in-cheek humor. So it's not afraid to make fun of itself, or even of past games. I think they take a pot shot at Activision in the Pitfall games from the SNES. What was it? The Mayan adventure, that one from Pitfall. So they make a few jabs at that. So this one here, you're going from room to room, solving puzzles, going, you know, attacking enemies, grabbing jewels, and progressing through. So they didn't get a whole lot of hands-on time with this just yet, I've been kind of pressed for time getting the other videos done, but from what I've played so far, it's a lot of fun. And like they have like a lot of heavy inspirations for other games, and maybe a little bit too much. I don't normally do this. I kind of just have like no audio playing for the games here, but I want to play a couple of snippets for you. Tell me if you can identify these sounds. Yeah, it sounds a little bit like they've taken some sound effects from Konami games from the NES. I certainly picked up that every time I whipped the mouse, it sounded like me hitting something in Contra or Super C. And every time I pause, that's with one note missing. That's the classic Konami pause down from NES games of our youth. But that didn't distract me enough to say that this game is pretty fun. This is something that could definitely fit on the NES or even SNES with the graphical style on this. But yeah, I can't wait to get back into more of this. So if you're here for a fun 2D platformer, a little tongue-in-cheek humor, you should try Sydney Hunter and the Curse of the Mayan. And finally, I've got a 2D beat 'em up for you guys in the style of River City Ransom and Double Dragon. That's actually based on a movie property. And for one of the, for once, it's a video game that's based on a movie property that doesn't suck. This is Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl. Now with this one here, this is pretty funny, is that this actually takes place directly after Mallrats, leading up to potentially Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So the goal is that Mallrats has just wrapped up. So TS and Brody had gotten back together with their respective girlfriends. Jay and Silent Bob stopped Truth or Date from happening, and LaForce is on the loose. He's trying to get them, and they got to make it back to the Quick Stop, potentially to have Dante and Randall put a restraining order on them so they can't hang out in the front anymore. The View Askew universe, everyone. And I tell you, if you're a fan of the View Askew universe and Kevin Smith movies, you're gonna have a great time with this, especially with all the references. There are a ton of achievements in this game for just doing things within the View Askew universe. And with direct quotes from the movie. So attacking the Easter Bunny, attacking the old lady, getting the sock full of quarters, because that was one of their first plans to take out LaForge in Mallrats. So I appreciate stuff like that. So it is 2-player, but if you're only playing single player, you can actually switch between Jay and Silent Bob at any time by pushing the shoulder button. This is kind of tough because they tell you flat out in the tips, do not button mash because you're going to have a bad time. So you do have to plan your attacks accordingly, and there are only certain attacks that will take out certain enemies. Now, the cool thing about this is that there's 2 separate modes. There's an arcade mode, and then there's an original mode. The original mode dumbs down the graphics to NES limitations, even with a little bit of sprite flicker, because this game you can get on modern consoles through the digital stores, but if you want to have something physical in your hand, you can buy it for your old school NES. Yes, you can actually go to their website and purchase a Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl cartridge that will work in an authentic NES. Don't know about clone consoles, but they do say that it will work on official hardware. If you're looking for a beat 'em up in the style of River City Ransom, check out Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl, available for everything, including your physical NES. So that was 5 more modern retro games that you guys should check out. What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Click the little icon here to go to the playlist if you want to watch the past videos and get a look at some more retro style games that you should check out. Till then, I'm Johnny Chase, and I've got more games to play. I'll see you in the next one.